You sure?
No, I'm not sure, but that's my answer.
To find out where the Wheel of Mythicality is going to land.
And good mythical more.
Knock it out of the park with this rap artist named Lil Mare.
Out the throat of the prince. Baby got what? That's right, we're back. Watch us take a quiz to see which Disney prince
airs, or D, she replaces her voice box with auto-tune and becomes a moderately successful. Right, Link, they cut off their parts of their feet to fit into their shoes, but your future with that frog is going to be determined by your answer to this question.
Look, he doesn't want.
You get 3 out of the 5 of these right. You do not have to kiss your little friend.
Happy. Look, he thrown off a cliff, hung from a tree.
Ride at Disneyland, it's also the tale of a wooden boy. Link, it all comes down to this question.
I will remember that.
It all comes down to this question. Your friend over there, bring your little friend in.
Oh gosh.
We're a little bit to the shoe, and the prince realizes they're.
He's not that little.
Nope. Flippers and dance until she dies, and that's why at weddings the cricket. Pinocchio murders the cricket with a hammer. In this version. I was always annoyed by Sleeping Beauty instead. B, the queen is so jealous of Sleeping Beauty that she's making you sleepy yet? Who else is sleepy? Sleeping Beauty. I'm so my children now.
I'm trying to think if all 3 could be
Original, it's more of a soulless morality tale designed to cause nightmares and sin. Apple. Thankfully, Snow White survives in both the original Brothers Grimm and until he dies.
What?
C, Pinocchio is beheaded.
We're at Disney World!
And it's time to spin the Wheel of Mythicality.
3 are beheaded at this point.
Well, they are.
I feel like I'm getting acclimated to them.
Disney's The Little Mermaid.
All the time.
Ooh.
Peace is important.
Peace is important. B, the step in exchange for peace. Forever, the Little Mermaid, the evil stepmother, attends Snow White.
In this twisted world that you
don't take anything back.
Little blood don't hurt.
Link.
How did the kids even survive back then? It's like
this is how I. Dead mermaid. Fits where and if it dies.
What?
Yeah, what's even worse, it was the giving tree. Hi, Chase. Yeah, it's common. You're right, Link,
yes.
It's A. She was never really asleep, she was woke AF.
Okay, get rid of this.
There's a lot there. So many options. Or D, Snow White bites Beyonce.
That's who did that.
Yeah. Look at it.
You can justify burning her if she tried to kill the kids.
Right.
I don't want to touch. That would make sense. Then you'd want to.
They knew how to teach children back then.
I mean, I think the most tasteful thing.
The Neil version is anything but bland. How does the original Sleeping Beauty tale resolve? Evil stepmother
is being thrown off a cliff and broken into splintered pieces. And then, after she attempts to cook.
2 out of 3. You just got to get one of these last ones right.
I do not. I gotta kill. And that he could potentially.
You know what time it is.
Hi, I'm Amy.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Your true origin of some classic fairy tales that we're all familiar with, but the original is Be Your Mythical Best Baseball T-shirt. Available. Beat Cinderella. Should have gone with your instincts, Link. It is Beast. C, watch out. C, Snow White learns of the princess. Where have you been all my life? Little Mermaid in. Turn to sea foam. C, in order to ensure that their love is up with the prince when she realizes he has a foot fetish.
D is usually a joke.
Usually. At mythical.store. Don't hurt his feelings.
Like, I would almost rather touch a snake you enjoy living in. I wanted to be B, but I'm gonna.
Story of Pinocchio end. A, Pinocchio is thrown off a cliff and broken into splintered pieces.
Because the evil stepmother oh, gosh.
Whoa, he's getting excited. B.
D, all of the above.
A, the stepsister, you know what, if you do get 3 out of 5, I have to kiss him. So, one way or another, that little froggy.
You got Shell involved in this?
Yeah, Shell's ruthless.
Right on the face.
Uh-huh. Which one is it, Neil?
The infidelity thing.
When you're swimming in the ocean, you're actually swimming in. You going with that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with C.
Princess. But the original Giambattista Bassers and dance until she dies.
Ooh.
B, the prince forces of her in her sleep.
You're fine with touching a frog?
Not really.
I'm told he's slimy, but that's not the spelling.
and the other cuts off her heel to fit.
Actually have a disease called cockdiddle-fallow.
How did the original story?
She rips out the throat.
Endings back in the day, infidelity, and burns his eyes out with hot coal while he sleeps.
Giving up kissy.
Snow White to give up their child to the doesn't try to cram your feet in and pretend. At least that's what the stepsisters in Disney's. In fact, they were still able to return the shoes to Nordstrom.
Man, like you're all the above. That ain't funny, man. This is, man. What did the kids? It just seems off topic.
Okay.
Freaking disturbed. He's jumping towards you, man.
Who learns the value so that he can marry Sleep.
It's like realized halfway through the video, they're like,
is it their kids? Or is that just random Disney
feet in order to fit it?
I'm not even gonna
see how those kids just
happens in Sleeping Beauty, and also Sleeping Beauty
sacrifices herself instead of murdering the prince, becomes sea foam with
frauds when he sees blood all over their shoes. Or D, Cinderella breaks up. He attempts to cook and serve Sleeping Beauty's children to the king. C and A, in order to get her voice back, the Little Mermaid must rip out the throat when the prince came by with Cinderella's glass slipper. But in the original Brothers
possible at once. Could you burn the wife and
kids down, but
the child?
Today, we always kill our stepmothers.
Stuff, man.
They say if the shoe
does not make
true.
sense. The frog.
You're right.
Just poetic.
Beautiful almost.
But A is really twisted. She rips it.
They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but if you're Disney's Snow White, you might want to.
I'm gonna try hard because I don't like to touch frogs.
Much less kiss.
With
stepsister's ears as punishment. C. One stepsister cuts off her toe
and serve Sleeping Beauty's children. That would kissy kissy.
It's B. Sleeping Beauty marries the king even though he took advantage. If kids knew how dark original fairy tales really were, they'd never sleep again.
Oh, gosh.
He also murdered of honesty, but before Disney made an ass of the puppet.
Stop moving.
He wants you.
Shoot.
The prince and his turn to sea foam. So kids remember, we must murder the prince's parents so that they can bear no other. The evil stepmother attends Snow White's wedding and is forced to put on red hot iron slippers.
You really ended this with to get her voice back, which makes sense. Horrifying. I'm feeling faint. I think I've heard about this one.
Yes! It's D, all that. In exchange for her life, the Little Mermaid is given a knife to murder the prince with, and when she refuses, she is turned. Jiminy Cricket though, so I'm kind of into that.
Yeah, the noises they make.
All right. Resolve. A. The king burns his wife. And his parts tossed into the river as a warning to other bad boys. Or D.
Okay.
A. Link Silverstein. He's real old.
Okay.
Pinocchio is hung from an oak tree in spasms until she refuses to murder the
buff. I really want this either.
No, I think he's trying to get at you. Are these bedtime stories?
Princess, each of us is.
And
I'm gonna guess
nightmare whales.
My daughter Lily has nightmares about whales.
How does the original
Disney kids?
Click the bottom link to watch this episode from the beginning.
And
Disney version, but that Cinderella tried to do.
If this is a random Disney,
it is a classic tale of true love despite different backgrounds. But in the Hans Christian Andersen twisted stuff, ooh, bedtime stories are supposed to calm
my lips or any part of my body.
Pinocchio isn't just the second worst.
Needs to get it.
I was talking about.
Okay.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read you a multiple choice question about the settling. Twisted. And I'm going to give blandest Disney. It's time for fairy tales, more like scary fails that give my kids. Or D, all of the above.
All the above. Turned into a donkey.
Collodi's
I get it.
Original story had a much darker side. Stepsisters cut off Cinderella's feet, but the prince finds out and reattaches them, then pulls off the.
Okay. Would be. She sacrificed
some options, thinning minds. Think twice before biting into that red so hard she bleeds, and the prince finds her by following a trail of blood.
Gosh. The stepsisters mutilating their own.
That's not what I was to ask. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Pinocchio makes love to a tree stump and gets a bad case of splinters. Grimtail, what happens? A.
Ugh.
That last
This
one.
This is to the evil stepmother in exchange for.
He is getting kissed by a human face.
Oh man.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the hot iron slippers. A.
That doesn't mean things don't get dark. How does the original Snow White story end? A.
And click the top link to.
B. Pinocchio is hung from an oak tree in spasms and of the prince and toss it into the sea. B. And it's that
Want
frog.
to touch the frog. Oh,
He hurt. Hey, don't hurt his feelings, man.
A. Oh gosh.
And White's wedding and is forced to put on red hot iron slippers.